So happy to come back here. From what I've been testing, the performance also got better. I don't know if some kind of driver got released and updated on my system, or if the game updated itself. But the game has been running better for me today after my tests. I mean, even before I improved the cooling, I tested the temperature with the old cooling system, and it was already running much more smoothly. And I was running a test stream to check the performance, and it wasn't lagging so much anymore. Yeah, it would be nice if I stopped playing in my oven. Unfortunately, Rakesh, in this week, my entire house is an oven. Chris, you already were an editor. You were an editor for the whole year. Remember this one highlight you made? Yeah. Oh, Celsius, of course, Grillmaster. You think I have a frozen CPU somewhere? Of course it's Celsius. What else could it be? What else could... 87 Fahrenheit? That's like frozen, right? It's, what? Why would you even ask? I never took you off because I'm a newbie. And I am not very security conscious. But you don't need to know that. Well, what, Grillmaster? I'm not kidding. It was 87 for like a year. What's up with that? So basically, what happened in the game before, like last time we played a week ago, is that I killed Boreas, a mad king of this elemental realm who was putting the elements at imbalance because he was favoring frost too much. And when I killed him, he dropped a staff in which all of the other elemental kings were trapped. This is not an action RPG, this is a tactical RPG. The combat is turn-based and very deep. And it's a pretty good game. And I believe the Elemental Forge, this one, can destroy the staff I just looted. Setting the Elemental Kings free. Let's use the Forge with everyone and see if something happens. Joyful, you fucker. You absolute wanker. He found a bit of ice, and he's just slipping on it repeatedly. So he's not with the team. If he's the one carrying the staff, then, well, I'm just like fucking around here doing nothing. Who had the staff? Who has the elemental staff? Is it this one? Elemental staff. It's Sun that has it. Alright. Sun, you take that staff and see if you can use it on the forge. Whoa! Hello! I don't know, Chris. You are on the list. I checked today, so you are there. Ask Nesserov if you can get to the if he can get to the dashboard. Maybe he can give you some tips on how to get there.
Brother, sister, we are free! And who is this? Can it be that frail, mortal human faced and bested our own scheming Boreas?
I did.
Ah, but this is no mortal. I see. Strange you'd take the guise of a source hunter. But I shall, of course, honor your chosen form. Indeed, I suppose I should have expected that one of your kind would snare our brother sooner or later.
Yeah, apparently I have two souls inside this body. One is a source hunter like human soul, and one is something greater that I don't know what it is. For Guardians of the Cave? I did. It was like a month ago, I don't know, it was a long time ago. Those are different, guys.
Boreas always did dance uncomfortably close to the dark arts, but I suppose others of we elemental monarchs thought it better not to interfere in the affairs of his realm. No, like fools we waited for his pride, his hunger for more and ever more power to pull us from our own seats of safety and into his sordid storm. We and with us all the subjects of the realm of Fairy do owe you our lives, Source Hunter. No, not if, but when we might be of assistance to you in this dimension, you must call upon me personally. I found the White Mage, but she's trapped in the ice. Can you help me free her? Source Hunter, it would be my sincerest honor. Take this rune and use it to summon me when you're near the witch once more. If she can be extracted from Boreas's ice, I'll find a way to make it so. Do you have any fire amazingness to trade with? No. But this amulet could be good. I don't know. What I do know is that I have a lot of things to sell that I don't want. Wait, what? I'm not wearing my... Oh, this is equipped tab. Let's not sell that. Actually, I don't have equipment to sell. But I have an unidentified... Oh, wow. Oh. I'll take my leave and identify this loot. Where the guy who rhymes all the time is stuck. I did that. Yeah, I told you I did that. What are you talking about, Titan? I told you I did that. You found it, Chris. Congratulations. Now that you found it, don't mess with my title. Oh. So what is it? Constitution Speed, Lore Master, and Resistance is very solid. Who do I want Constitution and Speed on? That's basically action. I think I want it on Joyful. Oh. He has all those important spells to cast in the first turn of combat, like Summon and Fireball. I would love that. What do you mean a demonstration? Would you like me to like go to the cave and show you the guy? What's the point? Just watch the VOD. It's there. It's all there. Perception, Earth Resist, Telekinesis, Air. That's pretty useless. Let's just exchange that. Pretty nice ring, I gotta say. Click. That's an interesting thing, Chris. Have fun in your explorations. Intelligence amulet. I already have one. But this one gets more resistance. Except air. Maybe on Joyful, intelligence will still be useful. He is a mage. But no, his one is just way bigger and better. Actually, it's 20 resist and 20 resist. Lore Master bartering are useless support abilities. So if I want more intelligence than dexterity... Shit, maybe I should. Click. Click. Send this one to Balsam. Click. She would enjoy that very much. Click. And then does Medora want the HP? I don't think so. Her strength +1 is pretty important. Yeah, okay, HP poison resist, sorry. Alright, doing good, doing good. Almost leveling up, I believe, on... Wait, what? Where's my experience bar? Did I just level up, but it's not showing? Oh yeah, it did show, but then I clicked inventory. Oh, it's just ability points. Would I like anything? I mean, Geo and Hydro are the most important ones. Maybe I want Witchcraft. I'm honestly not too convinced about Witchcraft at this point. I wish I had a trait, a talent to add. Or a stat. These... I might just keep them and the next level up, Geo or Hydro, may be needed. Or if I need Witchcraft, I will then add it. Medora has 7 now. With that, I could upgrade my two-handed for some more damage boost. 10% damage boost again. It is what I have her for. Alternatively, armor specialist. It increases both armor bonuses and
decreases movement penalty, and her movement is an important thing. And it costs less. It costs only 4 to upgrade, while this would cost me 5. So if I up this one, probably next level up I'll be able to get two-handed. Gives me 4 armor. What about movement? Doesn't seem to change my movement in any way. Interesting. I think the boost to damage is bigger. Way bigger and more important. Let's get that. And then by same logic. Joyful, just get the fuck in here. Instead of slipping on the ice. By the same logic, I can just get armor next level up. And then when Joyful gets there... You can meet in the entrance. And then I will free the White Witch, finally. This is what I came here for, just to free the witch. And instead I had to save the entire realm. Welcome to RPG games. Of course. Of course I had to save the world in order to buy pizza. That's the way RPG games work. Now, to get to the witch, I believe I need to use the... Actually, no, I can just teleport in there. Alright. Hyberheim prison. Right there, stuck in the ice. I really hope she's gonna still be alive.
There she is.
Inventory.
The White Witch. A prison.
How's the audio, by the way?
I wonder what sorcery.
Can you hear at all those dialogues?
Sorcery we'll have to use to get her out.
Or is it too quiet, the game audio? Click. Why is Fire Rune not red? Oh, hello.
This is your White Witch then? And you're sure you want to free her, are you? Even our Mad Boreas wouldn't have wasted such precious ice on a petty criminal. Whatever she did to find herself here must have been rather severe indeed. But I am in your debt, and I would be remiss not to honor your request. Shield your eyes, Source Hunter, to melt ice of this refinement. I'll need to summon an equally rare flame.
Why would I stay around when he's summoning flames and cover my eyes instead of just like leaving the room? Please, Sua. Please. Just some ergonomy in the goddamn workplace. Okay? My Contro, I'm doing great. I'm so happy to come back to Divinity. And nice to have you here when I'm coming back. You get how to get joyful? Check out the joyful talk videos. I left clues. No, get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Before it burns me. Bam!
Well, hello there.
Ikara! Gods, it's colder than a witch's teeth. How very callous of Leandra to inter her only sister in a barren tundra for eternity. Wait, what? The conduit is her sister? Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Come now, Source Hunter. Is that the masquerade? Well, what a motley crew we are. Isn't there somewhere a bit warmer we might discuss matters? What do you mean by masquerade? We are members of the Source Hunters. Ah, yes, of course, do pardon me. I didn't mean to imply you were very clearly eternal beings in the guise of mere mortals. Not at all, please, let's carry on. Everyone knows this apparently, except for me. The chat obstructs the text. What should I do with you, chat? Would you like to be up there? Let me know if it obstructs anything in the top. Of course it does, the portraits. Above my face? Or just make it smaller? And the joyful cat should hide. Wait, what the hell? What the hell just happened? Oh, never mind. I just made the cat bigger. Oh, also I need to make it like this. Let me know if it's readable. Alright? Are you the White Witch? Oh yes, yes I am. I suppose I am. But I do prefer my given name, Ikara, that is. Charmed. How did you become imprisoned here? Oh no, that was... I clicked something else. Oh yes, a terrible business that. I'm afraid we quite ruined that poor innkeeper's room. Oh yeah, Councillor Jake's murder. Didn't we? When all this hullabaloo's been settled, I'll have to provide him with a proper recompense for that. For all that and fire and brimstone we brought into his establishment. But forgive me, back to the point, yes. I suppose it was my hand that killed the councillor, but murder happens to be an awfully grievous word for what happened. I'm more than happy to relay the whole affair if you're interested. Oh, please do go ahead. It's a sordid story, to be perfectly frank. Two sisters, a philanderous, treacherous wizarding fool, death and mayhem. Are you sure you're interested in such things? The sparkle in your eye belies your better nature, Source Hunter. Now, I know that it is your duty to get to the heart of this, and in truth, the events of the night were but one part of a larger and much darker matter, a matter in which I'll dare to beg your assistance before we're through with one another. Now, that dreadful night. It starts with two sisters. As I said, myself and my Leandra, we share a certain bond, you see, a bond of no small import. Our very souls are forged together, so that neither of us will survive the other's death. So that's why she wants to repair the soul forge. She just wants to be free of her sister. All starting to make sense now. This particular bond also gives us certain occasional windows into each other's doings, feelings, and senses. One night as I dreamt, I had a sudden revelation, a clear as day, no dream, but a vision. Leandra, my own sister, was engaged in a carnal embrace with my own paramour, the treacherous wizarding fool I mentioned. My heart broke only after I was already halfway to the Sicilian Inn, where I'd find them. I was determined to catch them in the act, but when I arrived at the Queen Crab, everything was wrong. Leandra had already fled, and Councillor Jake stood over the wizard, a knife in both hands, preparing to plunge a dagger into his heart of he who'd broke mine. I couldn't stop him in time. He drove the knife downward with all his strength, and the wizard's blood spilled forth. I had no choice. I wouldn't watch him die, and so I used my power I've long forsworn, Source, and sacrificed the councillor to save him. His life spared, the one he'd intended to take. I woke the wizard, and we fled before we were seen. Would that be Aru by any chance whatsoever? If you were any other Source Hunter, I suppose you'd strike me down where I stand after that Telebor admission. Fortunately for us both, you are no other Source Hunter. Am I not? I suppose that's fair. You know, he killed the wizard. He took the wizard's life. It only seems fitting that he should give it back. Yeah, I would have probably done the same. Perfect sense. Perfect sense. But how did you become imprisoned here? First things first, Source Hunter, for my freedom, I owe you every imaginable thanks. My soul has been withered in this barren prison, and I might not have survived much longer without your help. I must say, though, that a Source Hunter was the last hero I expected to find before me at this moment of my liberation. But what were you asking again? Yes, the horrid winter affair, the corrupted king. Boreas, of all the ghastly brutes to face, I'll tell you now, when I realized exactly where and to whom my sister was consigning me, I was certain I'd never enjoy the sun's warmth again. But neither she nor I anticipated the Source Hunter. That was her mistake and my blessing. Well, I hope I haven't disappointed my own hero, and I'm just as white and witchy as... Am I just as white as witchy as you'd hoped? Not witchy enough. But yeah, kind of whitish. Tell me about your sister. You're younger than I expected. My own little sister, if you can imagine it, after all she's done, she was always more ambitious, the more exacting of us, and she had no fear of the darkness that so often accompanies Source. Her collusion with King Boreas in confining me here confirms my worst fears. She has become involved in affairs beyond her usual manipulations. She is planning something far greater than I could have anticipated. Until now, I considered my own supervision sufficient to curb the worst of her, but I fear her reach has extended beyond my own. For this reason, and with a heavy heart, I ask you, Source Hunter, to find out how far exactly Leandra has become entwined in the dark arts. Wait, what? That's it? That's all you have to say to me? Alright, I guess I'll just keep investigating Leandra. I hate to extend my own invitation, Source Hunter, but I believe I ought to accompany you to Zigzax's hideout. Oh, do forgive me for presuming, but I'd recognize the imp's essence just about anywhere. Oh, yeah, sure, so you're buddies. No problem. Both he and you must learn more about the darkness that extended himself into our darkest Rivelin, our dearest Rivelin, and I believe I know where we must begin. But unless that's a bear flailing through the threads of time, I do believe Master Zigzax is on his way. Make way, Source Hunter, leading in 3, 2... Hunters, you've done it! Ikara is free, and what good does an impish heart to see her safe and bright as ever? We have much to discuss. Come, one and all, to the end of time. A spot for something warm and a soft glow of tapestry ought to do us all a bit of good, huh? Yeah. I think the game audio should be boosted. Mouse.
Guards!
Mouse.
After you, Master Zigzag.
Mouse.
So that's the White Witch, eh? I expected someone a little more evil.
Alright.
I can't say I'd cut her down for mistake, but she sure has fewer horns than I expected.
So what do we think? We've solved the murder and caught the culprit, yet the case feels anything but closed. There's more to this crime than a simple fact. Killing a killer is hardly the same as killing an innocent, after all. We'll have to learn more before we can assess Ikara's true guilt in this matter. Fortunately, she seems quite eager to tell us more about the entire dark affair. Romantic? How the fuck is that romantic? I guess because she, like, avenged her lover? I would say reasonable, you know? Just reasonable. So what's gonna be up in here? And can you hear the fan? Or is the fan hidden from your ears? Let's boost the game audio even more. It is a pretty beautiful game audio. You should be able to enjoy it properly. Yeah, I think that's better. Or is it too much? Hang on. Let me know if it's too loud or if it's just right now. And where? Oh, they should have gone to the tapestry, right? Hello.
Well, hello there.
Good to see you on the shelter plane. Home away from home, is it not? I've defeated Brachus Rex, an ancient king, raised from the grave by members of this sect used star stones for insidious purpose. And I'm in a bragging mood. These scallywags, they are diluting starstone with blood magic. Vile fiends, this sect, it must be stopped. Their adulteration of starstone could hamper our efforts to undo the void. You have to trek back to the very pit where it burrows. Bloodstone, the horror. Magic as dark as this, it feeds the void where we seek to starve it. Let's discuss the rewoven threads on the tapestry of time. It shall be my pleasure. The story we witnessed is about the fall of Astarte, but who was she really? Astarte was a being of utter purity, a spirit with such a powerful command over the laws of nature that many worshipped her as a goddess, even though, strictly speaking, she does not belong to the pantheon of the divines. From her fingers flowed healing like water from a source, hence the name that was given to the magical force that was hers, the Source. Yes, indeed, you heard me right. That which you have dedicated your lives to hunting and eradicating was once pure and beautiful. Alas, as we have seen, Astarte was tempted into opening the container wherein the gods had stored all that is wicked, and ever since the purity of the source has been tainted. Ever since sorcery has become synonymous with villainy. A sad turn of events, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, can you tell me more about Ikara? Quite a card, isn't she? I'll never know whether that one is going to offer a striking commentary on my efforts to record the Great Dwarven Wars, or a potion meant to turn my tongue blue for a week. She and I have run the same sort of magical circles for, well, but not as long as she can remember, but close to it. Once in a century or so, I'll pop in while she's experimenting with a particularly interesting charm, and we'll share a mug of glow wine and a discussion about this and that. I'm quite glad that you've brought her here, I am. When Ikara's here, there's nothing to fear. That is what she always tells me, anyhow. Do you know anything about a strange barrier that surrounds the witch's cabin? That's
Old news. Old news.
I still don't understand how the Starstone and the Void Maelstrom are related. Neither do I, but the mere fact that activated Starstone has set the Weaver of Time weaving again more than implies that it is that it and the Void Maelstrom are natural enemies. This, in turn, more than implies that you are the Void natural enemy, for it is you who is setting the new events in motion, and who is handing the Weaver new threads. And that which she is weaving is more than an ornament to decorate the shelter plane. It is both history and future history. It is all of time. Me may not understand the how yet, but our aim is clear. We shall save creation from the grip of the void. Now, isn't that a lovely mission? That is a lovely mission indeed.
So long.
Now, Ikara, why, I see Master Zigzags has quite upgraded from this shabby little hut at the edge of the hour. So, from the fairy dimension to the, space-time weaver hunter imp one. What do you call this place again? This is our homestead on the shelter plane at the end of time. I never know how to answer Blackbone when people ask me what is it about. It's about source hunters. Does it help you? It is about source hunters, you know. Ha! Is that so? It seems I have my share to learn about the magical world yet. The end of time, well, suddenly your association with Master Zigzags makes considerably more sense. A source hunter whisking a born sorcerer off to a private shelter plane. It's like something out of a Malbini the Bard's Twisted Tales, don't you think? But I must say, it is no small relief to find myself in a safe haven, however strange amongst powerful allies. Without your courage and cunning, I'd be powerless in Ice Still. For that I am eternally grateful. So tell me, how did you and your sister have gotten entangled in such darkness? Ours was a family of born sorcerers. It was in our blood, our very being, to interact with Source. But my parents were among those who were determined to curb the power that dwelled within us. But their meekness wouldn't save them from the Source Hunters. You mean someone of our order killed your parents? They came on a quiet morning. Leandra and I were playing games on the cabin floor when our mother rushed in, her eyes wild with fright, and commanded me to take my sister and hide ourselves outside, among the trees. Even at that young age, we knew not to question her. We climbed high into the branches of an old tree nearby. We held each other tight, and before we could look away, watched as our parents were cut down without ceremony before our own front door. The Source Hunters clapped each other on the back as they sauntered away, wiping their blades. 2 mere sorcerers dead, a job well done. What became of Leandra and yourself? From that moment on, everything was different. As we trembled in that tree, something happened within us. Our fear, our wounded souls, and above all, our desperation were so potent that the magic within us began to weave together. We couldn't have known it then, but the Soul Forge was sealed. We would survive, thrive even, within those woods, never speaking to outsiders. We knew that if any knew our true nature, the source within us, we'd soon meet our parents' fate. I spent my time brewing potions, the legacy of my mother and father. I crafted every manner of healing tincture, and I began to work as the guardian of Lucula Forest's many creatures. But Leandra's captivity was enormous. Each bit of magical knowledge was like a crumb to her. She was insatiable. Swords didn't frighten her, and she delved into that dark well with terrible regularity. Tell me what happened between yourself, Leandra, and I assume Aru. My sister and I were mired in this solitary existence, witches among trees, when the wizard came. Both of us were intrigued by his knowledgeable stranger. He knew we were sorcerers, but paid the fact no mind. Leandra especially couldn't leave him be. He was a feast of information, and she wouldn't rest until she'd absorbed every bit of knowledge he offered. For his part, the wizard hardly seemed averse to the attentions of such a sharp, enthusiastic pupil. Their days were spent on charms, dragons, hexes, blessings, and relics. At night, Leandra would wander off to practice what she'd learned, and the wizard and I would settle into our quiet tasks, me working through the many great tomes he'd bring, and he engulfed in the letters of his diaries. We were a content trio, the three of us, but the base impulse would undo us. As you know, Leandra and I were Soul Forge. This offered us a window into another's psyches. And both of us were sharply aware of feelings we'd had developed for our pleasant guests. He was the first outsider we'd known in many years, and the thrill of the company and his goodness had fast worked its way into our hearts. But it was me to whom the wizard confessed his love. Though he spent nearly every waking hour feeding Leandra's insatiable mind, it was those quiet evenings with me that had captured his heart. I, the world's finest fool, thought our odd little family would survive this development. The wizard and I prepared to tell Leandra it was the single most selfish thing I've ever done. Her heart broke at the moment we announced our new attachment, and I felt the pain of it as sharply as a knife. She fled without a word, and I didn't see her for 2 terrible years. My connection to her, our soul forge, grew weaker. It was as though some third entity, a parasite, were on top of our souls, sucking the strength from it day by day. Aww. Aww. Well, then it's true, you are a sorcerer. That I am, but there is much more to our kind than they teach you at the academy. Source is more than blood and madness. It's like lightning. A current of great strength and great power. Rare and exquisite, deadly and destructive. We sorcerers are like metal steeples. Source is drawn to us and it flows through us. We can no more easily change that than the steeple can ask not to be struck. But what so many fail to understand is that Source can be controlled. We sorcerers can choose how to handle the force that flows through us and can choose not to wield it. The power drunk through the history have earned our kinds a terrible reputation, but we've suffered awful consequences in kind. You really have no idea, do you? Tell me, Source Hunter. In all of your hours studying the arcane arts, in your days and weeks spent learning the deadliest methods of removing heads from shoulders and hearts from chests, did you great masters ever suggest that perhaps not all sorcerers were evil? Did you ever hear, even once, that some of us were small and weak and innocent? That we were simply forest folk, healing the sick and frozen each winter? Small children, daughters, perhaps, would hide and hold each other tight when you'd run their parents through. No, I doubt they said a thing about it. I doubt they'd also mentioned that one day this hunt of yours would birth a broken soul powerful enough to deal with the Winter King, to grow Death Knights, to inch all of Rivelin towards oblivion. You mean to blame Leandra's doings on Source Hunters? No, that would be going too far, and eschewing far too much of my own responsibility. I believe Leandra's long fall down did begin at the hands of some of your own order, but it was me, my foolish heart and I foolish wizard who sparked all this. So what next? How do we stop her? We've a single order of business first and foremost. Leandra is gathering an army and I fear we'll have to go through it if we wish to find her. But first we must learn more about Leandra's plans. How many of those so-called Immaculates does she have in her palm, and what end is she directing them? Hello, Mordecai! Welcome! Welcome to Divinity. Your journey must begin in Luculla Mines, where she has begun accumulating materials and manpower for a purpose yet unknown. The way will be dangerous. Her allies are growing more powerful and numerous by the minute. But we must discover exactly what Leandra is planning and why. What can you tell me about the mines? A soul forge comes with its own benefits. Source Hunter? Through our connection, though our connection has weakened, I still see the occasional vision of Leandra's doings, the pangs of her deepest felt emotions and flashes of her triumph. One vision, I had thought it was only a nightmare, but now I see it was something much worse. Leandra is collecting materials, precisely what I cannot unsay. Is hard at work shaping them into something sinister. Her frustrations are rivaled only by her mirth. I can see she's growing closer and closer to achieving something dire. You must make your way deep into the mines to see exactly what she's planning. Yeah, I'm on it. I'm right on it. That's what I was doing before I decided to free you. Let's just... Oh, before I do anything. Where is the Hall of Secrets? I think there will be new books. Books of free power that costs crap ton of money. Where are they? Secrets. Where was the portal of secrets? Halls of Frost? No. That's the inner chamber? No. The tapestry? The halls of heroes with mercenaries? A burnt, inactive portal? Oh. It's like watching an episode of CSI. I wouldn't know, I never watched. The observatory. Where was the Hall of Secrets? There it is. There it resides. Put on his sunglasses. Alright. I can't see shit. But what wouldn't I do in the name of entertainment? Teller of Secrets, tell me something. Do you have more books? Oh yes you do. Tome of Body and Mortal Techniques. Alright. I'll take them now, thank you very much. I can't see shit, guys. As fun as it looks. Maybe when I don't need to do so much reading. But these books are OP and I need them. Oh, the boots of bartering. If I put them on, I guess I'll get better prices, right? Yeah. No, I'm already wearing. Oh, that was the equipped tab. Well, never you mind. Never you mind. Do I have any other, like, plus bartering? Yeah. Click. Alright, I need to remember to replace it after. Alright, any loot I can sell? Not much, really. David Caruso. Wow, I just can't afford them. Oh, wow, I got like a 1,000 discount. Maybe I can afford them. This plus bartering equipment is really good. If I used it from the very beginning of the game, I would have had so much more money. Click. Let's send all of my money to Sun. And then I can. Click. Any miscellaneous things I can sell? Not really. I have nothing to sell, actually. Other than pizza for 18. Any magical scrolls? Magical scrolls don't sell that well, honestly. If you really look at them. But I already have Firefly, so I can sell that. Midnight Oil doesn't sound too good anyway. Deadly Sports is something I wanted to learn. Let's do that, actually. I forgot. Absorb the elements. That could be useful as well. Yeah, my money's gone. Expensive pizza. 18 gold. Yeah, if you think about the gold. Like, that's a pretty expensive pizza. But then, they don't have any pizza chains in this world, so it has to be like homemade. It's a pain in the ass to make a pizza here, so it must be more expensive. They don't have pizza ovens, they don't have pre-prepared pizza dough. They don't have pizza sauce, you just have to take tomatoes and just like squash them with hammer to get pizza sauce. It's a tough business, man. It's supposed to be expensive, it's like for the noblemen only. The books. It's so hot in here, I just like, my brain shuts down. God. I could bake a pizza by just like leaving the dough in this room long enough. Where are the books? Here they are. Mortal Techniques, I think, is for skill points. Click. Let's send it to Medora, maybe she can get the armor as well. And Body Mastery is for primary stats. And I think I want to improve Sun's speed, because that'll boost her initiative, right? And because she is the leader, click, she doesn't get that good of a initiative bonus, I guess, as others, and it's really important that she moves before enemies move. Click. And then Medora has 5 here. Can't get two-handed, but I can get armor. I'll take that. Oh yeah, the pizza. The 18 bucks pizza. I'm gonna eat it at one point. I'm gonna eat it when I kill the conduit. I'm gonna eat a pizza over her body. I hope it doesn't spoil until then.